Hey everybody, welcome back to my brick house kitchen. Today I am going to be showing you what to do when you have a surplus of eggs. Yes, that is a problem you can have. If you have chickens, you know what I'm talking about. When the spring hits and the days get longer and things start to warm up, you get overloaded with eggs. Right now we aren't even in full production yet. We're getting about 5 to 8 eggs a day. When full production hits, we'll be getting a dozen eggs a day. And already we have more eggs than we know what to do with. So I want to use these eggs and be able to preserve them in a way that we are going to be eating them and that's going to be helpful to us. So today I'm going to be making Copycat Starbucks egg bites. My kids absolutely love these, and we don't go to Starbucks often, but when we do, they're always begging for them, and those things are outrageously expensive, so they don't get them very often. But I know that they love them, and so I know they're going to love these. So we are going to make an abundance of Starbucks egg bites, and we're going to cook them up and then freeze them so that we have them for days when we want a quick breakfast or a snack. So even if you don't have an abundance of eggs coming in like we do that you're trying to use up, this would just be a great recipe to add to your breakfast lineup and to try something delicious and new. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is chop up some of the fresh ingredients I have as mix-ins for these egg bites. Now you could use whatever you want. Today I have red peppers, I have some mushrooms that are trying to escape from me, and I have some spinach. But you can do any combination that you want. We're also going to make some bacon to put in these. You could do things like kale, sausage. The sky's the limit. You could put whatever you want in. This just happens to be what I have today, so that's what we're going to do. For some reason, my kids think that the red peppers taste better than the other colored peppers. So that's why I picked a red pepper, because I know I have more likelihood of getting my children to actually eat it. All right, now we're gonna chop up the mushrooms, and I was thinking that mushroom bacon Swiss would be delicious for an egg bite flavor, so that's what we're gonna do with the mushrooms. I actually just read a study about how mushrooms, even just plain white button mushrooms from the grocery store, are excellent cancer fighters. So I try to incorporate mushrooms into our diet as often as I can, especially since I just got through dealing with breast cancer, and I want to make sure that we're putting all kinds of vegetables and fruits in our diet that are good cancer fighters to keep our whole family healthy. You just want to make sure that all of the things you're chopping are chopped into nice tiny little pieces so that they don't overwhelm the egg bites. And you want to get a little bit of everything in each bite. All right, so let's get the bacon going, and then we are going to shred up the cheese we'll be using in these egg bites. All right, so now I'm gonna shred some cheese for our egg bites. Today I have some Havarti cheese and a couple of blocks of Swiss, and I'm just gonna shred them in my food processor. I don't know if this is gonna actually be enough cheese. We might be adding in some pre-shredded cheese that I also have in the refrigerator. You can use whatever you want. Whatever cheese you like, it'll work. Okay, so now we're gonna mix up the batter for these egg bites, and the first thing we're gonna add in is some cottage cheese. So first I'm gonna start with a cup of cottage cheese, and then we're gonna do 6 eggs. You should. All right, I'm gonna put in a half a teaspoon each of garlic and onion powder. You don't have to put this in if you don't like these. It just adds extra yummy flavor. I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of salt. Cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna put in at least a cup of cheese. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just gonna eyeball it. But we also want cheese for the top. So we'll put some in now and then sprinkle some on the top later. I'm gonna put the egg bites in my silicone muffin mold, and that's just so it's easier to pop them back out when you're finished. But first I'm gonna grease it with some coconut oil just to make sure that these babies release, otherwise it's not gonna be very pretty. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour the egg mixture right into the muffin tins and fill it up about halfway, and then we'll add in our mix-ins. You don't want to fill them up too much because they will poof up, so you don't want them to overflow, just enough that you get a nice hearty egg bite. All right, so now we get to put in the toppings or mix-ins, and I'm gonna start with the mushrooms. I'm gonna add some mushrooms to about 3 of these. And then I'm gonna do bacon. Now I'm gonna do some with just red peppers. And then I'm going to do some with red peppers and spinach. And now for my last row, I'm going to do just bacon. Okay, now we're gonna top them all with cheese and push everything down into the eggs so that they're all covered. And remember, they will rise, so everything doesn't have to be fully submersed. You just want to give it a little bit of a helping hand. So when you get egg bites at Starbucks, they've actually been sous vide. We don't have a sous vide machine here at home. Probably most of you don't have a sous vide machine. But to kind of emulate that, we're going to take ice water And I actually have a cast iron pan that's already been heating up in the oven. As the oven's been preheating, the cast iron's been preheating as well. So I'm just gonna take my ice water and pour it right into the cast iron, and that's gonna get all nice and steamy and envelop these egg bites in steam to help them get more of that sous vide texture. You wanna make sure you get that door shut quickly so you trap all that nice steam in there, and then let them bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until they're thoroughly cooked. And we're just gonna repeat this process over and over again until we have enough egg bites that we can freeze them and save them for later. All right, I have the egg bites out of the oven and we're gonna give them a try, and then I'm gonna refill it and put it back in the oven, and we're gonna keep doing that until we use up as many eggs as we can and have a good supply of egg bites in the freezer. But this is what they look like. I'm actually going to, I think, fill them with just a little bit more next time because they're flatter than I would like. This is a red pepper one. It's very hot. It's good though. It's really good. It has a nice creamy consistency, which is exactly what you're looking for. This is I think this one is the mushroom one. That one's really good too. All right, I'm gonna finish this up and then let's make more egg bites. So I'm just gonna take some parchment paper and lay it on a tray, and we're gonna put all of the egg bites that are finished baking onto the parchment paper and then put them in the freezer to freeze solid, and then we'll take them off the tray and put them into Ziploc bags to store for a more permanent solution. But I wanna freeze them on the tray first so they don't all stick together. Well, my kids and husband have been snacking away at these egg bites, so I don't have as many to go in the freezer as I had hoped to, but I have another batch going in the oven right now. So we're gonna get this tray in the freezer, and I'm gonna get the other batch in the freezer before anyone can snack at them, and we'll have some delicious egg bites to be enjoying for the next couple weeks. Well, thank you for joining us. If you enjoy these egg bites, leave a comment down below if you've ever tried them before, or if you have any ideas for new flavor combinations to try out. These are one of my kids' favorite things, so I have a feeling I will be making a lot of them in the future since we have so many eggs coming in right now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.